Namaskar. Today, in this video lesson, we are going to discuss the relationships between costs. In the last class, we discussed the types of costs and the meaning of costs. We studied in the last class the meaning and the types of various short-run costs. We studied the total cost. The total cost is the sum of total variable cost and total fixed costs. The total fixed cost does not change with the level of output. The shape of total fixed cost curve is horizontal parallel to the x-axis. And the total variable cost, it varies with the level of output. If the level of output increases, the total variable cost also increases. So, the total variable cost is upward rising. The shape of total variable cost is S-shaped. Then we studied the average costs. Average cost is the sum of average fixed cost and average variable costs. The shape of average cost curve is U-shaped. And AFC, average fixed costs. Average fixed cost is calculated by dividing the total fixed cost and quantity of output. The shape of average fixed cost is downward sloping and it is a rectangular hyperbola. Then average variable costs. Average variable cost is obtained by dividing the total variable cost and the quantity of output. Average variable cost is the U-shaped curve. Then we studied the marginal costs. It is addition to the total costs from the production of one more unit of the commodity, that is marginal costs. Today we are going to study the relationship between the various costs. So at the end of this video lesson, the learners will learn the following learning objectives. They will be able to analyze the relationship between the total costs, total fixed costs and total variable costs. At the end of the lesson, the learners will understand the relationship between average cost, average fixed cost and average variable costs. Then average total cost, average variable cost and marginal costs. Then lastly, they will be understanding the relationship between average cost and marginal costs. Then some numerical questions related to the costs. Now, this we discussed in the last class. The sum of explicit cost and implicit cost is cost. Explicit cost is the expenditure incurred by the producers to buy or hire the factory inputs. That is the actual expenditure incurred by the producer to buy or to hire the factory inputs in order to produce the commodity. Whereas implicit cost is the estimated cost of the factors supplied by the owner producer. That is the implicit cost. If we include the explicit cost and implicit cost, we will get the total cost. So this cost is classified into average cost and total cost. Average cost again classified into average fixed cost and average variable cost. Total cost again classified into total fixed cost and total variable cost. This we discussed in the last class. Now, first and foremost thing is, we are going to study Why is average cost curve U-shaped? The shape of average cost curve U-shaped. Why? The average cost is also known as average total cost. The reason is U-shaped, first U-shaped the average cost. Any curve, if it is U-shaped, there will be three phases. First it falls, then it reaches minimum, then it increases. So any U-shaped curve, first it will fall and reaches its minimum, then it increases. So likewise, AC also first it decreases, falls, then reaches its minimum, then AC rises. AC curve is U-shaped due to law of variable proportions. The basis of U-shaped AC curve is law of variable proportions that we study. According to the law of variable proportions, there are three phases. Firstly, the total product increases at increasing rate, then increases at decreasing rate. Lastly, the total product or output diminishes. But here we will take into account only two phases. When the total product increases at increasing rate, when the total product increases at increasing rate, the average cost falls. When the total product diminishes, the average cost rises. That is the main base of this cost curve, average cost curve. As output increases, AC falls. Output increases in the first stage, output increases due to better combination of fixed factor and the variable, fixed factors and the variable factor. That's why the cost decreases. The cost decreases. Then it reaches minimum. Then due to operation of decreasing returns, that is the total product decreases. When the total product decreases, then the average cost from here it increases. The last stage, the total product diminishes because the combination of the fixed and the variable factors are not suitable. That's why total product or output decreases. That's why the cost increases. That is the reason for the U-shaped average cost curve. The minimum point in AC is the up point of optimum capacity of a firm. This we will discuss, we will see in the next slide. You see here. Again, we are discussing the same thing. Why is average cost curve U-shaped? This is average cost curve. This is the law of variable proportions. This is the TP. Total product or total physical product, same. You see here. The total product, it increases at increasing rate up to this point, F. Up to the point of inflection means up to this place, the total product increases at increasing rate. Then afterwards, the total product increases at decreasing rate. At H, the total product will be maximum. Lastly, the total product diminishes. Right? You see here, up to this point, that is increasing returns. When the total product increases at increasing rate, the marginal cost decreases. At this point, the average cost will be minimum. Then afterwards, the last stage, when it applies the last total product, it diminishes, the cost, average cost increases. So the reason for the U-shaped average cost is law of variable proportions. See, not only average costs. If the question is asked, why is marginal cost curve U-shaped? The answer is the same. Why is marginal cost curve U-shaped? The answer is same. That is, marginal costs also depends on or based on law of variable proportions. The next we are going to study the relationship between average cost and the marginal cost. Both the average cost curve and the marginal cost curves are U-shaped. Average cost curve and the marginal cost curves are U-shaped. First it diminishes, then it reaches minimum point, then afterwards it increases. You see here, when MC, this is MC, when MC is less than AC, this is the green color is AC or ATC, this blue color is MC. When MC is less than AC or when MC is below AC, AC falls. When MC is below AC, AC falls. When MC is above AC, AC rises. From the point A, AC rises. Or when MC is less than AC, AC falls. When MC is more than AC, AC rises. And the next third point is when MC and AC, ATC are equal at this point. A is MC and AC are equal. At this point, AC or ATC will be at its minimum point. ATC and MC will be at its minimum point when ATC and MC are equal, ATC will be at its minimum point. So the question will may be asked, what happens to AC when MC is below AC? The answer is AC falls. What happens to ATC when MC is more than ATC? ATC rises. What happens to ATC when MC and ATC are equal? ATC will be at its minimum point, that you can see at E. The question will be asked, suppose when MC falls, AC also falls. It's the question whether it is true or false. When MC falls, AC also falls. The statement is wrong. The reason is that the MC falls up to this point. Then from this point, MC started to rise. When MC started to rise, still AC is falling. From this point, MC started to rise. When MC started to rise, still the ATC is falling. That's why we cannot say when MC falls, AC also falls. So the AC falls only when MC is below ATC, or AC rises only when MC is above ATC. So this is the relationship between our AC or ATC and MC. And the next one is, we are going to study the relationship between TC, TFC and TVC. You know, TC is total cost curve, TVC is total variable cost, and TFC is total fixed cost curve. This is the a diagram which explains the relationship between these three cost curves. See here, the x-axis we measure output and in y-axis we measure costs. Firstly, the TFC. TFC is parallel to x-axis. TFC is parallel to x-axis and it is constant. At 0 level of output, OP is the TFC. Even at the increased level of output also, the TFC is same, because you know the TFC, that is the cost which does not change with the level of output. It will remain same at 0 level of output also. Even if you stop the production, you have to pay the TFC. You have to spend the TFC. Even at the increased level of output also, you have to pay the same TFC. So it will remain same throughout the level of output at the increased level of output. That's why it is parallel to x-axis. The shape of TC and TVC is S-shaped. S-shaped means this there will be two kind of changes will be here. First, there will be a concave, then afterwards convex. Same thing, TVC also. First it will be concave, then afterwards convex. The TC and TVC are S-shaped. The reason for the S-shaped TC and TVC is also law of variable proportions. First, TC and TVC increases at decreasing rate. Later, the both TC and TVC increases at increasing rate. Initially, these both cost curves increases at decreasing rate because of increasing returns to factor, and lastly it increases at increasing rate due to diminishing returns. So the shape of TC and TVC is S-shaped, and the TC and TFC will be same at the 0 level of output. At 0 level of output, TC is equal to TFC. That's why the origin of TC curve and the TFC curve is just above the origin, that is at P. TC curve also it is starts from there, TFC also starts from there. So at 0 level of output, TFC is equal to TC, and TVC will be 0 when the level of output is 0. TVC will be 0 when the level of output is 0. And the next relationship between these costs, the vertical distance between TC and TVC is TFC. Both rises. TC also rises, TVC also rises. The vertical distance between TC and TVC is TFC, and it will be equal. The reason is that TFC is constant at all the level of output. Or in other words, both TC and TVC increases the same ratio because TFC is same at all level of output. Now you see, TFC is horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis. TC and TVC are inversely U-shaped. At 0 level of output, TC and TFC are equal, and the vertical distance between TVC and TC are equal. Why? The vertical distance between TC and TVC are same. The reason is TFC. The distance between TC and TVC is TFC, and the TFC is constant at all level of output. That's why the vertical distance between TC and TVC is same at all level of output. The next one is the relationship between ATC, AFC and AVC. ATC means average total costs or average costs. AFC means average fixed costs, and AVC means average variable costs. You see this curve. This is AC or ATC. This is AVC. Then this is AFC. You can see the shape of AC and AVC are U-shaped. AFC downward slopes, rectangular hyperbola. You can see it is equidistant. The distance between AFC and the y-axis is same. The distance between AFC and the x-axis will be same. Equidistant with the y-axis and the x-axis. So that is rectangular hyperbola. So now AC and the AVC are U-shaped and the AFC is downward sloping. Now you can see in the initial level of output means near this place, near the lesser level of output. The gap between AC and AVC is more. You observe here, you see here. The gap between AC and AVC is more at the initial level of output. When the level of output increases, the gap between AC and AVC decreases, lesser. At the initial level of output, the gap between AC and AVC is larger, and at the increased level of output, the gap between AC and AVC is smaller, less. Or in other words, when the level of output increases, the gap between AC and AVC decreases. When the level of output increases, the gap between AC and AVC decreases. Right? And the next one. Let us see the difference, the relationship between AC and the AFC. Average cost, cost curve, and the average fixed cost. It's downward sloping. You know very well why it is downward sloping, because TFC is constant and it will never be zero, because TFC will never be zero. At the initial level of output, the gap between AC and the AFC is smaller. At the increased level of output, the gap between AC and the AFC is larger. At the initial level of output, the gap between AC and the AFC is smaller. When the level of output increases, the gap between AC and the AFC is larger. Or in other words, when the level of output increases, the gap between AC and the AFC increases. When the level of output increases, the difference between AC and the AFC increases. See here, again I will repeat. When the level of output increases, the difference between AC and the AVC decreases, and when the level of output increases, the difference between AC and the AVC increases. Right? And another one important point here. Important point here is that the minimum point of AC is A and the minimum point of AVC is B. The AVC, it reaches the minimum point before AC. You see here. How to say before AC? You draw a line from B to x-axis and A to x-axis. So the AC attains its minimum point at the larger increased level of output. So the AC reaches its minimum point after the AVC reaches its minimum point. I repeat again, the AC reaches its minimum point at the increased level of output than AVC. Why? The reason is that when AVC attained its minimum, still the AC is falling. When AVC is at minimum at this B, if you see here, the AC is falling. The reason is that the AC includes AFC also. AFC is continuously falling. That's why when AVC attained its minimum point B, still AC is falling and it reaches minimum point later than the AVC. Right? Then AC is above AVC or AFC because AC is the sum of AVC and AFC. Right? Again I repeat here. First, you can say that AC and AVC are U-shaped. AFC is rectangular hyperbola. At the initial level of output, the difference between AC and AVC is larger. At the increased level of output, the difference between AC and the AVC is smaller, or when the level of output increases, the difference between AC and AVC decreases. On the other hand, when the level of output increases, the difference between AC and the AFC increases. Then the minimum point of AC is A and the minimum point of AVC is B. The AC attains its minimum point at the increased level of output than AVC. Then AC is above AVC and AFC because AC includes AFC and AVC. AC is the sum of AVC and AFC. AC and AVC will never intersect because the difference between AC and AVC is AFC. And the next one is the relationship between AC, AVC and MC. You see in this graph, all the three curves are U-shaped. Average costs, average variable cost curve and marginal cost curve all are U-shaped. And MC cuts AVC and the AC at its minimum point. MC cuts from below at its minimum point of AVC as well as AC. The first relation is all the three cost curves are U-shaped. The second one is the MC cuts AC and AVC at its minimum point. The third one, when MC is below AVC and AC, when MC is below AC and AVC, AC is also falling, AVC is also falling. When MC cuts AVC, AVC will be at its minimum point P. When MC cuts AC, AC will be at its minimum point S. Or When MC cuts AVC and AC, AC and AVC will be at its minimum point. And the next one is when the MC is above AC or AVC, both AC and AVC will increase. When MC is above AVC, you see here, MC is above AVC, AVC increases. When MC is above AC, AC also increases. Right? So again I will repeat. All the three curves are U-shaped. The MC cuts AC and AVC at its minimum point. When MC and AVC meets, AVC will be at its minimum. When MC and AC cuts, AC will be at its minimum. When MC is below AC and AVC, when MC is below AVC and AC, AC and AVC falls. And when MC is above AC and AVC, AC and AVC will rise. Right? So this is the relationship between the AC, AVC and MC. Again, I would like to remind you what we studied in the previous diagram. You can see that when the level of output increases, the difference between AC and AVC decreases. And the level of output increases, the difference between AC and AVC decreases. At this level of output, the difference between AC and AVC is larger, and at the increased level of output, the difference between AC and AVC is small. The last, the relationship between TC and MC. The relationship between TC and MC. You see here, this is the TC curve, total cost curve. This is marginal cost curve. MC is derived from TC. MC is derived from TC. We know very well MC is equal to TCN minus TCN minus 1. MC we derive from TC. Then the TC, when the TC, see this is at this point, up to this point TC rises. TC increases at increasing rate. TC rises at decreasing rate. Rises at decreasing rate. When the TC rises at decreasing rate up to this point, MC falls. When the TC rises at decreasing rate, MC falls. You know very well TC is S-shaped. Right? The second one, when the TC stops diminishing, here on this point the TC total cost stops diminishing, then afterwards the TC started to rise. At this point, the MC will be at its lowest point and minimum point. Then, when the TC increases at increasing rate after this point, then MC rises. Again, I repeat, you see, TC is S-shaped, MC is U-shaped. MC is derived from TC. When the TC increases at decreasing rate, MC falls. when the TC stops decreasing, see here, up to this place, the TC is increases at decreasing rate, then afterwards the MC is increases at increasing rate. When the TC stops diminishing at this point, the MC will be at its minimum point. And the TC increases at increasing rate, the MC will also be increasing. These are all the relationship between TC and MC. Then some numerical questions. You see here, output is given, TC is given. You are asked to calculate TFC, TVC, AFC, AVC, AC and MC. The TC is given, output is given. At zero level of output, whatever the TC, that is equal to TFC. We studied at zero level of output, TC is equal to TFC. So we write 40 in all the level of output. Then find TVC. TVC is equal to TC minus TFC. 40 minus 40, 0. 80 minus 40, 40. 110 minus 40, 70. Likewise, we calculate TVC by finding the difference between TC and the TFC. Next one is AFC. TFC divided by output. See here, 40 divided by 140, 70 divided by 2, that is AFC. AFC is TFC divided by output. 40 divided by 140, 40 divided by 220. So likewise, AFC, you can see AFC falls as the level of output increases. AVC. AVC is TVC divided by output. 40 divided by 140, 70 divided by 235, likewise it comes. Right? AVC, average variable cost. Average variable cost first decreases, then afterwards it increases. Up to this point it decreases, then afterwards it increases. AC, it is a sum of AFC plus AVC. Add AFC and AVC, you will get AC. 40 plus 40, 80. 35 plus 20, 55. Likewise. We can find AC in another way. TC divided by output. TC divided by output also AC. You see here. 80 divided by 180. 110 divided by 255. 126 divided by 342. So, AC can be calculated in two ways. One way is adding AFC and AVC. Another way is total cost divided by the output is equal to AC or ATC. AC U-shaped we studied. First it decreases, then afterwards it will increase. MC. MC curve can be calculated in two ways. One is by finding the differences of TC. For first level of output, there is no MC because MC is addition to the total costs. There is no addition here, that's why it is dash. So 80 minus 40, 40. 110 minus 80, 30. 126 minus 10, 16. Right? TCN. TCN minus TCN minus 1. TCN is 80, N minus 1 is 40, so 40. MC is calculated one way by TC, another way with the help of TVC. This is a safe way of calculating MC. You see here 40, 70 minus 40, 30, 86 minus 70, 16, 88 minus 86, 2, like that. So from this schedule, with the TC, If the TC is given, then you can calculate all the types of cost curves, right? So from this schedule itself, we can find the shape of all the cost curves, right? TC and TVC are increasing, S-shaped. TFC is constant. AFC falls. AVC U-shaped. AC also U-shaped. MC also U-shaped. Then you have got AFC is given, MC is given. The help of this, we have to find out the TC and AVC. AFC is given, MC is given, you have to find out TC and the AVC. This is output, quantity is given, AFC is written, MC is given. This is all given in the question. To find the AFC, we need a TFC. To find MC, we need TVC. So that's why. First, to find the AFC, we will find out TFC. To find TC, we need TFC and TVC. To find AVC, we need TVC. So first, we need TFC and TVC. First, calculate TFC. AFC into output is TFC. 60 into 1, 60. 30 into 2, 60. You see here, TFC is the same at all level of output. Then find TVC. How to find TVC? You add MCs, you will get TVC. 32, 32 plus 30, 62. 62 plus 28, 90. 90 plus 30, 120. If you add MCs, you will get TVC. AVC, we have to find AVC. AVC is TVC divided by output. 32 by 1, 32. 62 by 2, 31. 90 by 3, 30, like this. So we have calculated AVC. Then TC is, if we add TFC and TVC, you will get TC. Right? So there is a close relationship between TVC and MC. So that's why you calculate MC from TVC and TVC from MC. That will be the safe mode. Then another one question, find TC and MC. We have to find TC and MC. We have got only AVC. But TFC is given as a 60. You write AVC whatever given here. You wrote AVC. And TFC is given already 60. You write TFC one level of output 60 means in all the level of output it will be same. Now, to find TC, we need TFC and TVC. To find MC, we need TVC. Now, find TVC. AVC into output, TVC. 20 into 1, 20. 15 into 2, 30. 20 into 3, 60. TFC is given. TC, sum of TVC plus TFC. And MC, I told you, MC you calculate from TVC. There are two ways of calculating MC. One is from TC as well as from TVC. Now you calculate from TVC 20, 30 minus 20, 10, 60 minus 30, 30. See, when the level of output starts from 1, we should not calculate MC from TC. You see here, if you write like this, 80 it will be there. So this is wrong. What we have to do? We can write one more, we can add one more row here. We can put 0, then you put TFC 0, then TFC 60, then TC 60, then 80 minus 60, 20 it will come. But without doing that, if we have TVC, you calculate MC from TVC, right? Then this is the formula what we have discussed so far. And lastly, let us see what we have studied in this video lesson. First, we studied the differences between why average cost curve U-shape. It is based on the law of variable proportions. Then we studied the differences between the relationship between TC, TVC and TFC. Then we studied the relationship between AVC, AFC and AC. Next we studied the relationship between AVC, AC and MC. Then we studied the relationship between TC and MC. Then we discussed some numerical questions. So let us see. What is the relation between average variable cost and average total costs if total fixed cost is 0? The question, what is the relation between average variable cost and average total costs if total fixed cost is 0? If the total fixed cost is 0, average fixed cost will also be 0. So that's why when total fixed cost is 0, average variable cost is equal to average total cost. Again, the difference between average total cost and average variable cost is average fixed cost. When total fixed cost is 0, average fixed cost will be 0. When average fixed cost is 0, average variable cost is equal to average total cost. What happens to the difference between the average total cost and the average variable costs as production is increased? We studied. When the production is increased, the difference between ATC and AVC decreases, and the level of output increases, the difference between ATC and AVC decreases, whereas the difference between ATC and AFC increases. When marginal cost rises, average cost also rises. So true or false? It is false. Average cost rises only when MC is above AC. The difference between average cost and average variable cost is always constant. The difference between average cost and average variable cost is always constant. It is false, because average fixed cost is falling. Average fixed cost is falling, so that's why the difference between AC and AVC will not be constant, it will fall. Then the total fixed cost is more than TVC at 0 level of output. True or false? It is true, because at 0 level of output there will be some total fixed cost, but at 0 level of output TVC will be 0. That's why the question, total fixed cost curve is more than TVC at 0 level of output, is true. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.